Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear friends, today we are going to talk a very simple sutta. We have learned this sutta from time to time, but still, we will do the revision of it. This sutta is Dakkhiṇasutta, the same sutta. Part of it we will find in Dakkhiṇa also, but it is from Chatukaripada, from the book of 4 in numerical discourses. Dakkhiṇasutta. So this sutta is Dakkhiṇasutta, with offerings from the Buddhist book. So we're going to learn this. It's very simple sutta. We have learned a lot. We have practiced it also. So just look at how the Supreme Buddha has mentioned about this sutta. Dakkhiṇasutta means offering, practicing generosity. And many times that we feel that what kind of generosity should be there. So lot of time, even Harry also asked for a couple of times also that whom we should offer. And when we offer to the homeless people and they do use it for the other purposes, what kind of result it will bring. And so in this sutta mention about the 4 different kind of generosity and in what way those all generosity matters and what is the result or how beautiful this generosity is. It mentioned in this sutta. Supreme Buddha explains, Chatasso ima bhikkhave dakkhina visuddhiyo. Because these are 4 purifications of offerings. In the 4 way, this generosity, dakkhina, can be purified, can make good. Atti bhikkhave dakkhina dayakato visujjati. There is one kind of generosity, offerings, which is purified by offerer who is giving generosity, who is giving. No patiganna. It is not purified by the receiving part. So is taking it, it's not purified by that. In what way this person, this offerer, this generosity he is offering is purified by him. First one is called Dakkhina Dayako Visujjati. No patiganna. First one is, it is by who is giving the generosity is purified by him, but not the receiver. Second one, Supreme Buddha says, Atti bhikkhave dakkhina patiggahato visujjati. The receiver, the generosity or offering is purified by receiver, but not the offerer. Atti bhikkhave dakkhina neva dayakato visujjati. No patiggahato. The third kind of generosity is neither by both sides. Yes, the offerer also, the generosity is not purified, neither the receiver. That is the third one. And Atti bhikkhave dakkhina dayakato cheva visujjati patiggahato. And the fourth one is the generosity, the offering is purified by offerer and the receiver also. Then Supreme Buddha elaborate what kind of these individual persons are there and how this generosity differences. Katancha bhikkhave dakkhina dayakato visujjati. In what manner, in what way this generosity of offering is purified by offerer, who is giving donation, it's purified by him, but not by the end of receiver who is taking the generosity. Supreme Buddha mentioned, Ida bhikkhave dayako hoti silava kalyana dhammo. The offerer who is giving generosity, who is practicing generosity, his generosity is purified by his virtuous behavior. Dayako hoti silava. The donor, the giver, is virtuous person. He is abstaining from killing beings, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from telling lies, and abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. By these 5 precepts, he is virtuous person. Kalyana Dhamma. Kalyana Dhamma, it means he's practicing the path of liberation, doing good in this world. The wise person, how he thinks about the Dhamma, that this is good for me and this is good for others also. This is benefit for me, this is benefit for others also. Which can help this world, which can help the others. Such a thing he is practicing. Kusala, akusala, he understands that. So in that way, he is practicing Kalyana Dhamma. Patigaha kahuti dussila papadam. But the receiver who is taking this offering, who is receiving it, that person is not following the path of Dharma. Dussila, he does not follow precepts, does not practice virtue. Papadhamma. So he is greedy, he's craving for these things, and he's just using this all things for his benefit only, does not have the compassion, nothing like that. So Supreme Buddha mentioned, because of the offerer, because of giver is a virtuous person, and that's why the generosity of offering is purified by the giver, not by the receiver. Not by the receiver. So his generosity will give result only and only because of the offerer is there. Not by the end of receivers, not by the end of who's taking this generosity. Because he will not use that generosity, he will not use that offering for well-being of others or for the purpose of Dhamma. So by his end, it will be destroyed. For his end, it will be useless. But for the offerers who is giving it, it will be purified. In a majority of time in this world, we will find this kind of generosity. Every time we go to the monastery, what the monks tell us, whenever you offer something, be virtuous, observe the Sila, and then give. Means you may have noticed, whenever you go to the monastery and offer food, what they do first? They first take you to the chapel, and then they ask you to observe the Sila. After offering that, then they come and ask, okay, now you can donate to this monk. And same thing, all the time monks mention, whenever you give something to someone, practice the virtuousness and then offer. So in the offerer's side, it is purified, because on that time, it's not the common person who is giving something. It's the person who is practicing Dhamma in that time. He's practicing Dhamma in that time. And that's why, by his virtue, who is giving donation, because of his virtuous behavior, this generosity becomes greater. But not by receivers. If he's not virtuous, who is taking your generosity, so you have offered by your end, it will give you the benefit. But who is taking it, it will not be, because the person who is receiving is not generous, then it will not give the benefit by offering him. So, as a human being, being compassionate toward others is okay. So this sutta may be just simply mentioned to us like this. Do not have attachment when you offer to someone who are not worthy of receiving. Okay? Just practice generosity to give. Don't keep it that, okay, I may get something from here. Like for when you feed some homeless person, or if you give to someone, even your friends, we are our relatives, whenever they are, if you give to them, doesn't matter, because we know that not all the people are virtuous. We know in this moment, or now we are practicing virtue because we observe the sila. But who is coming to our home for food, lunch, for parties, we don't know they are virtuous or not. So giving to them will make us happy. That much benefit we should expect from there, but not should be. We should not attach with it. Okay, just I have practiced generosity. It is for wellness of myself. Okay, so that one will be okay, because in generosity it has mentioned, sakkachandana, sanchikatandana, giving of offering generosity to preparing beautifully, to develop your mind, to give the generosity, in different ways that Buddha has mentioned. But for this point, we should give it without any hope, without anything to get received from them. We should practice generosity. That is the first thing in this one. So, who is virtuous and practicing Dhamma? When this person practices generosity, when this person gives something, so by his end, this offering, this donation becomes purified, not by receiver, because the receiving party who is taking it is not virtuous, not following the Dhamma. Then Supreme Buddha mentioned the second one. Hatam cha bhikkave dakkhiṇa patiggāhakato visujjati. No dāyate. Second one Buddha mentioned that this generosity, this donation is purified by receivers, but not by givers. Ida bhikkave dāyako hoti dussilo papadam. The donor who is offering, he is not virtuous. He is breaking precepts and not practicing good Dhamma. But patiggāhaka hundi sīlavanto bhanta. But the receiver is a virtuous person and practicing the holy life, practicing Dhamma. Like, simply, then whenever the monks go for alms round, for the monks, they are virtuous people. And when they go home to home, to beg the food, on that time, every household person is virtuous. We cannot. But when the bhikkhu asks something from, or bhikkhu gets something from them, this donation is purified by the receiver. They will have a lot of benefits, because who took it? It is meritoriously. They are the field of merits, So, by receiving aid, this generosity. In Buddha's time also, a lot of people had these things. A lot of people, like the Laja Devi, she also offered food to Mahakashyapa. She offered food, and because of that, she has went to the heavenly world just by that single offering. Not a measure practitioner, but the mindset of what they have. Because of the receiver's end, this one has become purified. Sakka Devendra, the god Sakka, when he offered the food to Mahakashyapa, he lied about himself. He purges himself that no, I am a very, very poor person. He purges himself. And because of that, he has that doubt. Because I lied, because I purged myself, am I going to get the benefit of it? It's a beautiful incident. I think so many of you know about the sutta. Let me revise that. The god Sakka, one day he was thinking, or all the heavenly beings were talking about to offering dana to Mahakashapa Bhante. Mahakashapa Bhante has one thing, that time to time he meditate for continuously 7 days, Nirodha Samapatti after one meditation. And when he wakes up, he look at the world and goes to the person who is very poor, in poverty, so they can collect more merit. The god Sakka and other deities also was thinking, oh, the Mahakashapa Bhante has just woke up from the meditation. Offering such a person donation, offering such a person food will be the huge merit that we can collect. So, God Sakka and his wife, they both went to the village where the poor people live, where the poverty is in a large number, and they transformed themselves in as very old person, made the clothes, so they become like that, very old people, and then they went there. And Mahakashapa Bhante also went in that village, and they saw this old couple, and he thought, okay, I can receive the food from them. And once they invite Mahakashapa Bhante, as soon as Mahakashapa Bhante enters the home or enters in the front of that, they open the bowl of food, and the whole village was filled with that aroma of that delicious food. Whole town, everyone was thinking. And because of Mahakashapa Bhante was already there, he cannot deny the food. So he received it and simply asked, who you are? Who you are? And humbly he replied, Bhante, I am a god Sakka. They transformed themselves. And in that time, Mahakashapa Bhante scolded them. He used a harsh word for them. He said, today you have the opportunity from someone who does not have the merit. I was hoping that I practice the meditation, and when I receive the food, because after this meditation, the offerer will have gained the merit because of these people did not have the merit in past life. But you are a king of gods. You already had the good karma. That's why you born there. You took the opportunity from someone who deserves it. So do not show me your face. Like that, and they banish the god Sakka. But he already has received the food. So he cannot go back. So Mahakashapa Bhante took that. Now the god Sakka has that mind. Did I collect the merit or not? He was happy that I was able to give. But am I worthy to receive those good merits? So he went to the Supreme Buddha and asked him, Bhante, Supreme Buddha, we offered this food to the Mahakashapa Bhante, and in that time I lied about myself. I purged myself, I transformed myself. Am I worthy of receiving the good? So simply, Mahakashapa Bhante also approved that. And Supreme Buddha also mentioned, because you offer the food to Mahakashapa Bhante, because you practice generosity in that manner, you will get the benefit of it. You will get the benefit of it. So he was very, very happy that we offer the dana, the Lord Sakka and his wife offered the dana to Mahakashapa Bhante. Mahakashapa Bhante. In the Dhammapada, there is a beautiful verses of that. The fragrance of all the different things like the perfume and the sandalwood has a smell or has an aroma. The fragrance goes in only one direction, where the air vents, wind goes. But for the virtuous people, their fragrance of virtue travels against of winds also. That was the beautiful verses Buddha mentioned there. And see, here also mentioned, because of the virtue of receiver, the generosity is purified by them, not by offer, not by this. So whenever you offer the generosity, whenever you practice generosity toward ascetics or toward virtuous people, even you are not virtuous, then you will get the benefit of that. In what kind of generosity you can practice toward them? In all of, like by just worshipping them, that is also offering our humbleness, offering our reverence toward them. That is also generosity. When you are there, you offer them seat to sit. That is also generosity. Like whenever the monks travels, whoever give their seat to them, they have practiced generosity in that manner. Like in Sri Lanka, there is a one seat reserved. But if someone is sitting there, and because of not because of it is mentioned, it is reserved for them, but by his good heart, he said, "Bhakti, please come and take a seat. Sit down here." They collect the good karma because of that. They collect the good karma. If you're traveling in train and you don't have the arrangement to sit properly, and someone offers, that generosity is there. Someone says good words toward them. That's one also generosity. And those all generosity, smallest things what you offer, even the small needle you offer to the monks, that will also purify by their virtuous behavior and their path of practicing of Dhamma. So generosity will be purified by that, and you will get the majority of merit of it. You will get the merit of it. Like in the Buddha's time, there was some Supreme Buddha went to the heavenly world, and in that time there was one king. The whole assembly was gathered there, and there was two deities was sitting close to Supreme Buddha, but one of them, as the other deities come to him, he went further and further back. His name was Ankur Devaputta. But the person, another one who was sitting close to Supreme Buddha was the Indaka one, the Indaka Devaputta. So the story goes like that. When the Supreme Buddha delivered the Dhamma talk, he asked this Ankur Devaputta, "And what is the reason, deity, that you are going this much far?" He said, "Bhante, I do not have that much good karma to sit in front row. I have practiced generosity when there were no people who can receive this good generosity, receive this offering and give me a lot of benefit. I offer this food to the beggars, homeless people, or whoever there were. I was a king, so Ankur was a king, and he offered generosity like water. But the receiving end, it was not good, not good. But the Indaka, the who sit down close to Supreme Buddha, what he has done only the spoon of rice offered to the Ankur Bhante in his whole life. But the receiver was a virtuous, receiver was an enlightened being, and because of that, his merits becomes the highest one. So we should understand that. So receiving art is important if you offer to them. The third one Supreme Buddha mentioned, Katancha Bhikkave Dakkhiṇa Neva Dayako Visujjati No Patiggaha. In what kind of generosity is there which is not purified by offerer or purified by receiver? Supreme Buddha said, Dayako hoti dussilo papadhammo. Patiggaha kapi honti dussila papadhammo. The offerer who is giving the generosity, practicing generosity, he is not virtuous. And the receiver, they are not virtuous ones. Like, simple in India, just simply I'm telling you that in India, we have a huge wedding ceremonies. You may have noticed we spend the biggest budget on just the ceremony and the party and everything. That generosity comes in this one. When people, they are very happy to give, they're happy to offer the generosity. But when they are not doing virtuous. In a lot of marriages, they are giving the drinks, they are offering these all things, partying, lavish things, or there is no virtue involved in their life, and they are offered to satisfy their relative. That's all, to show them that we can do this kind of things. But this is generosity, that is offering. It cannot be purified. They will get the benefit as just to offer one the offering which is given by the non-virtuous person to the non-virtuous person. That's all, only that much benefit they will get, not the highest one, not of that. They may get happiness by all giving to them, but what kind of result it will? So always become a virtuous and give to the virtuous. That will helpful. So Supreme Buddha said, when the person is not virtuous himself, when he's not following or practicing precepts, and who is taking this generosity, they are not following this generosity, and they are not worthy of it. So it will not be purified by either end, not by purified. If it is not pure, the generosity is not pure, so how can it give the magnificent result? Simply, if you take, if you have the seed with the lower quality and the field where you are going to plant it is not properly prepared. There's shortage of water, shortage of nutrition in the land. It is very hard to cultivate. And the poor seed you plant there, what kind of fruit you will get? Definitely from that land also, the plant will come, and there will be fruits also, but it won't be the higher quality of it because of both ends. The seed is not that much strong, neither the land. So when you plant, when you take care, it will be just fruit, and it's very short of result. That will be there. So remember that whenever we offer to food to our family members also, that is also generosity. But if you are virtuous, then it will be purified by you. But if you are not virtuous when you are offering the foods to the majority of any event, that time it will be the offering, but not for the greater good. It will be just the offering. You will have the benefits of it. You will have the result of it, but not of that. Then last one Supreme Buddha mentioned, Katancha bhikkhave dakkhiṇa dāyakato cheva visujjati patiggahato che. In how that the generosity offering is purified by donor and purified by receiver also. Ida bhikkhave dāyako hoti sīlava kalyana. The offerer who gives generosity, he is a virtuous person. He is abstaining from killing beings, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from telling lies, abstaining from taking toxic drinks and drugs. So he's following this virtue. And Kalyana Dhamma, he's following the path of liberation. He understands what is good, what is bad. He understands what should cultivate, what should not be cultivated. He understands about the importance of generosity, importance of Dhamma. In that way, he's a Kalyana Dhamma. And the receiver also, Patigga kapi hunti silavanto Kalyana Dhamma. The receiver also practicing virtuous. They also having these 5 precepts or 8 precepts, or they are practicing celibacy life, the virtuous life as a monk. They are all practicing that. What they are. So by the offerer, it is this dakkhina is purified. By the receiver's hand, it is purified. There was one Supreme Buddha said, when the Suppavasa was offering the generosity, in that time, Supreme Buddha said, this offering is purified by both ends. This is this excellent generosity they are offering. Because Suppavasa also was silver, she was also a virtuous being. She was also virtuous one. And the receiver, all the monks who went to her house, they were enlightened beings. All of them, they were enlightened. And Supreme Buddha simply mentioned their generosity has been purified by all 6 factors, the giver's one and receiver's one. So that was the highest generosity someone can give. So remember, when you practice generosity, when you give donation, always try to purify your generosity by your end. Always be virtuous. Because there are people who are not virtuous and who is receiving, they are not virtuous. So it will not give the good. It will not give the good. But if you are a virtuous being, you are practicing virtue, you are practicing sila, and you offer dana, same, then you will also gain the merits. You will gain the beautiful result of this. All Buddha's Dharma, all the heavenly mentioned book is described, explains about them. Whoever offered, their generosity was helpful for them to went to that much extent. So they have also become able to attain the enlightenment. All the people who practice the generosity by fourth way. So always remember, when you donate, offer to the place where your offering should be utilized by as a dharma, to offering to the virtuous people. In this world, who is the virtuous people? The highest one, Supreme Buddha mentioned, Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Savaka. Supatipanno, because of they are walking on the path of enlightenment, that is called Kalyana Dharma. Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Savaka. Supreme Buddha's disciples, they walk on the path of the direct toward enlightenment, the straight path toward enlightenment. Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho. The Supreme Buddha's disciple, they practice this Dharma, practice this path by walking on the pathway of law or the good Dharma. That is also Kalyana Dharma. Sami Chipatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho. The meritorious one, the people who practice compassion, who is showing this path by compassion, they are receiving, they are giving this Dharma to others by compassion. Such a pathway they are practicing. In this Sangha, in this community, these people found which one? Sotaman, the screamator, who is bound to finish this suffering in 7 lives. There is no 8 birth. Such a people are virtuous. Supreme Buddha mentioned this disciple has the one thing, Kinchapi kammam karoti papakam kaina vacha udachetasava abhapoto sartas patichadaya abhapatapita padasavutna. The Sangha has this one. If this disciple do whatever the wrong thing by the verbally, by the physically, unknowingly, not knowingly, unknowingly, without any intention, if something wrong happens, they are unable to hide it. They cannot hide their wrongdoings. And that is the beauty of the virtue. They have done mistakenly. Kinchapiso kamma karoti papaka. Even they have done something wrong, just without knowing by verbally or physically, they are unable to hide. That is a beautiful nature. Today we find in this world everyone to hide their nature. Everyone to hide what they have done wrong. Even from the youngest kid, the smallest one is ready to lie. Not to get scolded by their parents, not to get scolded by teacher. Making excuses, telling these all things. Earlier time, that was the beauty. People were not frightened. People were not afraid to tell the truth. But today, we now built this world. In this world, if we find someone who is telling the truth, it is rare. In the Sangha, this kind of people found. Giving them who speaks the truth is collecting the good way to collect the knowledge. Good way to collect them. Supreme Buddha said, that is the quality of Sangha. Screamator, once returner, Sakadagami, non-returner, Anagami, and enlightened being. This four kind of people is found into the Sangha. Because of that, they are worthy of invitation, the worthy of doing service, giving service to them. They are worthy of generosity. They are worthy of worshiping. These are the unmeasurable, field of merit, uncomparable field of merit. This is the Sangha. Giving to them always gives good result to you. And the Sangha, even in today, when we come to say the Sangha, it is pure, it is virtuous. By the individually, some person may be not practicing virtue, but when it comes to the Sangha, they are always virtuous. That's why whenever you go to the monastery, what they say, don't give it to the individual being. Give it to whom? Give it to the Sangha. Then you will have that great merit. Because in the Sangha, we found Sariputta Bhante, Mugalan Bhante, Mahakashya Bhante, Anandananda Rahu, all the enlightened beings. And the countless number of monks who has finished the suffering, they are also part. So the fourth generosity is that we do time to time. So whenever you go to monastery and practice, always remember, today's generosity, today's dana is the most pure dana. Today's dana is the most purified one that I'm offering. So in that time, don't think about the food, what kind of food you have made. It may be a little bit salty or less one. It may be more sweeter or bitter one. Don't dwell in that time. Practice. Oh, today's is beautiful. I have done the meritorious action. Like the person, means don't think what the bad thing has happened. Feel that I have done something good. Like one day, the Mahakashya Bhavante was meant for the alms round. And in that time, one leper came to him to offer the food. And when he was offering the food, because of his leprosy, his one finger has fallen into that food also. And when the Mahakashya Bhavante saw, and he also realized that my finger is missing and it may be in the bowl, he was very sad that, oh, I got mistakenly this thing has happened. What the Mahakashya Bhavante did for him? Out of compassion, he sit down in front of him and he started to eat the food. He kept that finger in the one side of the mouth and he consumed that. Automatically, his mind also becomes like, oh, the Bhante has our compassion toward me. He's not feeling sad because the finger has fallen. So his mind also become purified and he rejoiced on that. The day he died, he directly went to the heavenly world by developing that confidence. Such a generosity we should have. If we should feel that, oh, this thing is not perfect or that, then always there's something which we can see. Oh. So remember, practice generosity by this fourth and this last one. It is the most meritorious one. Most meritorious one. It is a purified, completely clean one. Completely clean one. It is like something. These four things you can just compare like this. You have taken shower, but wearing the old clothes. What kind of smell you will have? The same thing. You are not taking shower, but wearing the good clean clothes. Still you will have that aroma. But you are having the good things. You haven't taken shower in time and not wearing the good clothes. Those are smelly. So still you are wearing. And the final one is that you are clean and you are wearing clean clothes. What kind of thing you will find? How the people will see? In the same way. Simple thing. It's not about Dhamma. Just the simile of that. So remember this one also. So being clean, being washed, and on wearing something It is good. That is the fourth. Practice generosity in that way, and it will please you. It will make you happy. You will not have the doubts. Oh, I am dirtier than clothes is good or something like no. You are pure by heart because of virtue, and you are giving the honor to them who are pure by virtue. So generosity will give them great fruits. The most outcome will be there. So remember how to practice generosity. Every time you give, remember this. Doesn't matter whoever give, even you offer to the homeless person, always remember this is generosity is pure by myself. It's not the best. It's not the throwing away. There is. So may this Dakkhiṇasutta, may this Dakkhiṇa be helpful for all of you to develop the confidence on generosity and develop the confidence of purification of it. May the sutta be helpful for all of you to collect the good karma in this life and may be born into the heavenly world and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.